What's going on, everybody? Hello and welcome all to season 2 of the Spooky Horror Show. I am your host, Sean.
What is up?
I'm here with Anthony, and tonight, Anthony will be trying to change my mind about 2014's found footage supernatural horror film, Hollow's Grove. But before we get into all that, Anthony, how has your week been?
It's slow. It's been slow. Ain't nothing of any kind of consequences happening. We got some snow, and that's it.
No news on the house?
They got not the appraisal, the surveyor shit done with the lawyer. So now it's just basically just them signing shit and just fucking being done already. Because they legitimately they want us signed by the 10th, no later than the 10th. So
well, I had neck surgery. A big old lump was taken out of my neck. Still haven't gotten the results on that.
It was his unborn brother.
However, now we don't think it's draining properly because it is super swollen. So my medical professional wife will be keeping an eye on it, and if it doesn't go down by like the middle of next week, I'm gonna have to go back in and have them slice my neck open all over again just to drain it.
That's always the fucking worst.
Like, I haven't been able to sleep. Like, just like turning, it's like it's more comfortable for me to just turn my whole body than to just like turn my neck. And laying down, I can't sleep on my stomach because then my back like does this weird bend thing. So I sleep on my side or on my back, and everything touches my neck, and it's just like, no, I don't like it. I need something better. And then today we got the 3 new kittens fixed. That's why we're a little late starting today. They are drugged up and freaking the fuck out in their indoor catio right now, so I'm sure tonight will be even more fun. You ready to get into some production facts?
No, let's talk about video games. Like, I can't listen. I can accomplish what our goal is of the stream. Me convincing you it's more than a 1-star. I might be able to accomplish that, but fuck you, it's a terrible movie.
Yeah,
we could have made a better movie than that.
I think possibly either in this or in the fun facts. I don't remember where, but I bring up something. We'll see where it pops up in all my notes. Actually, no, I can see it right here. Boom, done. Okay, so production facts for Hollow's Grove. It was written and directed by Craig Efros.
We're kind of going backwards.
I think his name is Efros.
Who's that?
Craig Efros. It's Efros. He's the writer and director, and this is his feature film debut. The film stars Matt Doherty, who you may know as Averman from the Mighty Duck films, or my personal favorite, Heed from So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what's his name? Sunkrish Bala. He is from Castle, The Walking Dead. Brescia Webb, she was in Night School, Meet the Blacks 1 and 2, and yeah. There's also, even though they are marketed as like stars of the film, they are fucking not. There are small cameos by McCulty Williamson, who we may all know as Bubba from the Forrest Gump movie, and Lance Hendrickson, who I shouldn't have to
even fucking recognize him.
Yeah. And then Lance Hendrickson, who I shouldn't have to explain what he's from. If you look at like I don't think it's on this one, but like on the actual promotional material for Hollow's Grove, it says like Lance Hendrickson,
it markets them,
McCulty Williamson, and they're in for maybe a combined total of like 6 minutes. They
marketed as if like they were actually in the movie, and they really weren't.
Yeah, they are not. It was filmed in the Los Angeles area. Besides the fact that this feels like a poorly done carbon copy of Grave Encounters, which was made 3 years earlier by the Vicious Brothers, let's just jump into the plot. I wrote a general overview of the film, and then I was supposed to throughout the week go through and, add more depth to it. So it's not just like a 15-minute plot summary.
Oh, okay. But you've also had a lot of shit. Yeah, then you also had a lot of shit you had to do.
So I tried to do it today, and I got some of it done.
Best that we could.
I do remember things.
Me.
Jesus.
Jeez.
I do remember.
It said liquid death makes you burn like a fucking devil coming out of your ass.
You got liquid death, and I got my gamer subs titty milk and what is it? Pineapple colada.
Milk. Pineapple colada.
Yeah.
It sounds like it might be good.
I mix it together so it doesn't, look nasty.
Mix it together. So it doesn't look like. So it doesn't look as if something that shouldn't be drinking on stream drinking.
Yeah.
Drinking.
Okay, so the film starts with an FBI agent played by McCulty Williamson shooting, I guess it's an intro for like a psyops department or something.
Yeah, right. It was
or
very
someone like
unclear.
Joining that because it doesn't make sense.
Unsolved mystery show. Like, why is he doing
like
that? He's sitting down on the table and stuff, side speaking to you.
Like, it doesn't make any sense.
It was very awkward. I was like, okay, we're doing this.
The footage he shows, I guess, to us as people coming into the department or something, is footage from an episode of a paranormal investigation show, Spirit Paranormal Investigation Team. Most of the footage is taken from the camera of Harold, who isn't a member of Spit, but a friend of the hosts, Tim and Roger. He just needs a job to take his mind off of a recent breakup. His job is to film the team for a documentary, but all this footage is then interspersed with footage from other cameras that they had on set.
Yeah.
The movie then cuts to the start of Harold's footage, which I hate these all the goddamn time. All the fucking time.
Why?
But did you notice that the audio started before the camera started, like, turned on?
Well, yeah, that was just
can't do
fucking
that.
Editing.
But then they go, oh man,
you mean
it's recorded.
you mean like the camera itself? No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
that was separate. That was separately recorded.
Yeah, so it's that annoys me. As I said, Harold is shown to be down on his luck filmmaker. He shoots for some what was it? I think he shot like comedy skits for what was the name of the? I think the channel or the show was called like Comedy Innuendo. Instead of innuendo, it was like in your endo. Yeah, it was something stupid like that. It's completely unfulfilling. Plus, he recently broke up with his girlfriend, who has apparently been cheating on him since college, and like literally everyone knew about her cheating on him except for him. So there's that.
That's how that works.
Fucking normal thing. He's hoping that the documentary on Spit will give him some much needed exposure in the entertainment world, but is disappointed when he finds out that all of the supernatural elements on the show that are given as evidence are fake and engineered.
I was fucking pissed that they admitted that. They admitted it right out the gate. This is less than 10 minutes in the fucking movie, and they admitted that their whole entire life is a fucking lie.
Yeah, which...
At least when I watched that American... What was that one with the bedazzled ass? With the fucking
Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventures. At least they don't admit their fucking sham.
Well,
I'll give them that.
The skinny one that used to be fat that kind of looks like a crackhead, who's always scared. I think.
That guy admitted that he was.
Yeah, I think at one point he was fired, and he admitted that all of it is made up and fake. And then he was brought back onto the show, and he was like, "No, it's all real. It's all real. I'm being possessed." It's like, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah, but no, like, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make any sense. Why are you?
Why would you say that at the beginning of your fucking thing?
It's like your show, I guess, is successful. You have a production office, you get all this stuff, blah blah blah, all this crap. Why are you now admitting for a documentary that all your shit is fake? That's just gonna ruin the show.
It's gonna make credibility is gonna go out the door.
This whole premise doesn't make sense. Whereas at the top, which I do recommend you watch, I really really liked the film. It was the first found footage film besides Paranormal Activity that I had seen that I was like, oh man, I kind of like the found footage genre. And it was called Grave Encounters. It was called Grave Encounters. It's about basically like a Ghost Adventures type crew, and it's them shooting an episode of their show, and you'll see in it that like they'll be like, hey, no, like when they talk to like the groundskeeper and everything, he'll be like, yeah, no, I didn't see anything. And he's like, no, say like you saw a bunch of stuff. And he's like, oh, I saw so much stuff happening. Because they're shooting everything, but it's all going to be cut out.
Oh yeah,
because it's their stuff. The whole reason it hasn't been cut out is because they died. So they got the footage and everything.
That is true.
He's hired to shoot a documentary where in the first 5 minutes they admit that everything is fake. Like,
We
why would
are a
anyone go back to
sham.
watch your show? Like, it doesn't make sense.
No, I wouldn't. I mean, I know for a fact that all of this shit is fucking fake, but I watch in the intent of getting a good enough scare.
Yeah. But yeah, so all of their effects and evidence and shit is all done by special effects coordinator Bill, played by
bullshit.
Lance Hendrickson for
Bishop,
Maximum Entertainment. Bishop. Despite
Maximum
this,
Entertainment.
yeah, despite this, he decides to continue filming as the group will travel to Hollows Grove, a former orphanage, and a hospital known for being exceptionally haunted.
Exceptionally.
Exceptionally
What does that even
haunted.
mean?
It's super
What does it
haunted.
mean?
Back at Spit HQ, Harold is introduced to Julie and Chad while they are well, Julie's kind of just sitting there. Chad's editing the latest episode, and then frat bro Roger comes back in with food for everyone.
Whoa.
I've seen this dude. I've seen the dude that plays Roger, Sankrish Bala, in like a bunch of stuff. But besides,
Wait, is that
like,
the Indian guy?
yeah,
I love that guy. That guy was fucking mint. Actually, out of all of them, I liked him the most.
and I hated him the most.
Why? He was all animated. That's the way I like. That's the way I am. I like that. He was all animated.
Yeah.
He was having fun.
Well, and no, he wasn't having fun. He was an HR nightmare and a frat bro for someone that's like in his 30s. Why are you still acting like that? Like,
I don't even understand. I don't remember her name, but the woman that was in
Julie.
it, was Julie dating like
she was fucking Chad,
the tall guy,
the tall Russian guy,
the tall blonde.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, she was secretly
She
fucking
looked
him
like he
because
would
I think he's
bedazzle.
married.
Ew.
Yeah. But of course she's fucking him because she's very attractive. Is she
fucking-
gonna go and fuck fucking Tiny Tim or douchebag frat bro Roger? No. No, that's not gonna happen. She's gonna have sex with the attractive guy. Like, that's, but even that's fucking stupid. It's like there's no reason for that, like, subplot.
Fucking mouse. No, there's none of it.
But yeah, so
I hate when movies add in shit that's not fucking needed to the story.
yeah. So Julie is the producer. But yeah, so like we were saying, so that Roger, played by Sankrish Bala, I know him specifically from The Walking Dead and like maybe 4 episodes of Castle. I think he was on like the last season or the season before last.
Oh, we just started up fucking that again.
But like, what, Castle?
Wow. No, Walking Dead. My mouse is going insane.
Yeah. But I know I've seen him in a whole bunch of other shit. I just, for the life of me, cannot remember any of it. Julie is their producer. Chad is the cameraman and editor, and then Roger and Tim are hosts. They're discussing the upcoming investigation at Hollows Grove, and we get like the behind the scenes look of how everyone acts behind closed doors and stuff. They act like a bunch of goddamn 5-year-olds. And
Of
Julie,
course.
and Julie, as an attractive woman, like the only woman of the group, gets like the brunt of the sexually inappropriate jokes and advances. That you can tell the time period that this was made, because everything that they're doing with her is severely inappropriate. And the fact that
doing with her would get them fucking shut down.
yeah, and the fact that she's technically the boss, she's the producer. Yeah, the other 2 guys are the hosts, but Chad is just the camera guy. And she's fucking the camera guy. She's fucking the help. She is higher on the totem pole. That is an imbalance of power. That is a no-no. But you look at this group of 5-year-olds acting like a bunch of fucking drunken douchebags, and you're like, yeah, whatever. What happens? We get an interview with Chad, and only Chad, which was weird, where he's harassed by Roger the entire time, and it ends with him being called a sheep fucker, or like the post-it note that he brings in calls him a sheep fucker, and that annoys Chad, and because
and then a dick on a piece of fucking a piece of wood.
It just keeps going. But the only reason Chad's annoyed is he brings up that he's not Albanian, he's Russian. And it's like that's a little fucking drive-by calling Albanian sheep fuckers. That's Welsh. Get it right, damn it. They finally make it to the building, and they talk to the caretaker Hector, played by Eddie Perez. Yeah, Harold and Tim are driving there solo instead of everyone just being together. I'll get into that later. That's stupid. So the rest of the crew is already there, and they're not being let into the building when Tim and Harold finally show up. The site caretaker, Hector, played by Eddie Perez, tries to convince the group to leave as he believes the Grove to be genuinely dangerous. Because, the stereotypical religious Hispanic, of course they believe in the ghosts and the angels and all that shit.
Well, yeah.
apparently a lot of people have died while investigating the building, yet none of them have been talked about or in any of the research of the other people. However, the group decides to ignore his advice after being kind of super racist towards him, and they enter the building anyway. What's up, Vanna? Yes, I am live. I always hate it's really just they always do it to white people when like they're talking to someone that's like Hispanic and they're like comprende, and it's like
like a white person does that to them?
Yeah.
Well, because that's just being stupid.
The guy clearly speaks English. He's talking to you in English.
Started the conversation in English.
Again, it's like what, 2013, 2014. It's a product of the time. It's stupid. It's below the belt. Like I wouldn't even call it humor. So this is where I got, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start fleshing stuff out, because this is essentially where everything starts to happen. And then I ran out of time. They decide to set up their gear in the dining area, so they go to load all that stuff up, and then they go over the floor plan of the building, and just then they start like not even really talking about the tech that they have. It's just, oh, I have night vision, and then the other camera guy goes, oh, I have night vision, but it's looking right at the black girl, but mine's white night vision. It's like, what the fuck does that matter? Yeah, it's like Chad goes, oh, the camera has night vision, and then while Harold, the documentary guy, is like filming Julie, he's like, oh, I have night vision too, but mine's white night vision. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? It's just night vision. It doesn't matter if it's green or whatever. You just say you have night vision. It's like, why did you have to specify the color of it, and then why did you specify the color to the black girl? You know, it's like, what the fuck? But yeah, where do they go? So after that, they don't talk about any of the stuff. They decide, I think they're going to start in the kitchen, go to the basement, then work their way up to the top. As they decide where they're going to do their, for audio listeners, I'm doing big ol' air quotes, investigation. They begin to hear thundering sounds and booms from, I'm guessing, upstairs, right? Because nothing seemed like it was there.
Everything goes up.
Yeah, everything sounded like it was up. They start their ghost hunt with a group photo, and then Tim feigns a punch to Harold, which I love Averman from Mighty Ducks. That's the dude that plays Tim. But
that's the dude with the glasses, right?
Yeah, the little dude.
I didn't like him at all.
Tiny
I didn't
Tim.
like him at all.
He's for the most part, he seemed more business oriented. Hey, this is a business.
Yes.
We're just filming this thing and everything. But then, like, whenever dealing with, even when like Roger's being like way too like sexually aggressive towards Julie,
doesn't say a word.
He's just like, I just want to get the job done. But then when he's with Harold,
that's just dancing around the whole situation.
Yeah. But then when he's with Harold, like, he keeps like fake punching. Well, I'm gonna get you, and it's like, what is that? You're in your 30s, man. Like, you're not a child anymore. Why are you doing these stupid fucking things? And it's not like the camera guy, like, oh, you're gonna hit me. Like, he doesn't back up or anything. Like, there's no fucking reason for it. It's like they were like, hey, go have fun. And they were like, okay, well, I'll go fight you. It's stupid. Tim tells Harold to stick by Julie because she's a pro at this, whatever. As they shoot the intro in the kitchen, they scare Roger with some roaches in a cabinet. They walk around the area just shooting footage and shit, and then they go to head to the basement, but the door's locked, even though the only door that's supposed to be locked, I think,
was the front. Right?
Fuck, whose room was it? In my head, I have the captain's quarters, but that's not right. That's because I was watching a Mr. GG video where he was talking about...
I was going to say, I don't think there was any door that was supposed to be locked.
Why Ghost Ship scared him so much as a child and how it just doesn't now.
Ghost Ship? Like the movie?
Yeah. Yeah, he was talking about when he was like 8, the scene with the metal wire going through and just like cutting everyone down scared the shit out of him. So he's watching it again. He's like, this is not scary at all. This is a bad movie. And they were talking about the captain's like quarters. So that stuck in my head, and I don't like the warden's room, but it wouldn't be a warden because it's a mental hospital.
Oh no!
Or is it, no, it's an orphanage.
A medical director.
Okay, yeah. So we'll go with the medical director's office is the only room that's supposed to be locked.
Yeah, but they had a shit ton of nurses in it. Remember, the nurses were there. Yeah. They ended up having it where people were dropping the kids off there. Yeah, and that's how that became kind of like an orphanage. But it was like where they put kids with TB and all that other stuff.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know, man. I gotta find where I was. Yeah. So the basement is supposed to be the basement. What was wrong with it?
I don't know. I just re-downloaded.
It's stuff. But yeah, so that's supposed to be the only door that's locked, and then when they go to the basement door's locked. So they head back. They shoot a little fucking thing. What I do like is filming it and seeing like an outside perspective of them being filmed. You can see that they've done it so much that it's like they know when to like go at a screen, like off a camera, and then the other person will be recorded, and then the camera guy, like they know like when this finishes.
Like the looks and gestures they were doing, like this is like I'm done. It's your turn to do your scene, like that.
Without having to
I noticed
say
that
anything.
too.
It's like that was awesome.
That.
I really like showing that like they've been at this for a long time. They know their cues. They know who's supposed to say what. They got that down to a fucking science. I really did like that. They go back to the kitchen. I had to remember.
Okay, yeah, they're in the kitchen.
Oh wait, did I talk about that? No. Races, thundering. Shoot the area. Huh.
I do say that their EMF reader is actually pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. I think I didn't, when they first walked into the kitchen, a black cat ran by, and they're like, where the fuck did that cat come from?
They didn't run across the fucking kitchen. Someone smashed it across the fucking wall. You don't see that cat.
That's later. You see it when they first walk in. It runs past their feet, and they're like, oh fuck, where'd that come from?
I didn't see that fucking cat. I didn't see that fucking cat. I just saw a kitty fling out of this corner of the right side of the screen, smash onto the fucking thing, splatter. Did you just throw that cat? Who the fuck did you see throw a cat? We're all in the same fucking room. Dude, who did you see pick up a cat?
When Tim looks at Roger and he's like, did you throw that cat?
Who the fuck is a cat?
I'm standing right here with you. I'm holding the EMF reader. What are you talking about? Then they ask Chad.
I used it with my mind. You fucking dumbass.
They ask Chad, and he's all like, "Oh no, I'm a member of PETA." And it's like,
fuck you and your PETA.
Yeah.
Fucking, they kill just as many fucking animals.
They kill more.
They kill more. PETA, fuck PETA.
PETA's terrible.
For everybody out there that doesn't understand, fucking Google fucking PETA. You'll find out that they take in animals they can't fucking handle. They fucking euthanize the ones they can't handle, or if they're too fucking sick, and call it humane killing. There's no fucking humane killing, cocksuckers. Fuck PETA.
See, I didn't even have to say
it.
I
digressed. And I digress.
But yeah, because I know I wrote down that like when they walk in, the cat's there, but now I don't see it in any of my notes. Because yeah, then they go back. They go because I remember because they jump out of the way, and it's when they first walked into the kitchen on the way to the basement.
Kitty was looking for food.
But now they're back in there, and Roger's EMF starts going off. There's sounds of heavy running upstairs, and then pots and pans start jumping around. When they yell cut, everything dies down. Well, they yell cut because everything died down, and then they can't believe all the paranormal events. They're like, oh man, Bill did such a good job. Those stunts are great. Woo! But I don't think any of them were Bill.
No. I said the same thing. Listen,
like, what's Bill and what's not?
He didn't leave. No, but the groundskeeper said flat out, I did not leave your guy with the white or gray hair in. No one is inside. I cannot let you in there. So when these fuckers are talking about, that's fucking Bill. No, dude, the guy literally said, Bill's never been here. He's not allowed in.
Oh, wait, yeah, because
it's like the opening fucking thing of it.
I think after the guy left, yeah, I think after the groundskeeper left, they were saying Bill probably found another way to get in. Because he's inside.
Well, later on he's inside. Doesn't mean he got in there on his own free will.
Tim goes to film a talking head scene, and then that's when the cat's thrown against the wall. All that shit starts to happen. They start getting... Tim starts accusing people and like all that shit. They decide to go up and explore the second floor. Nothing really happens at first until the power shuts off.
Further up, which is fucking retarded.
Yeah. Nothing happens until the power gets shut off. They hear like loud running again. That seems to be like a big theme. It's super easy to just put a fucking running sound, I guess.
It might be cheap and easy.
Yeah. Even more loud noises are heard. They walk around. I don't think they're in room 205 yet. I think they go into like a kid's room, and then there's some sound. Yeah, because I think it's that. At some point, they go into room 205. That's the room where 2 nurses committed suicide by jumping out of the window. It's also, the windows are fixed, and there's also no bars on the window, which is fucking weird.
There's bars on a little bit further up on the inside.
Yeah, because I think they point out that, like, those are the only windows that don't have bars on them. Okay, this is the first time that they talk about, like, oh, the ball's missing. They comment on every time a doll moves or the ball moves or a wheelchair is there and then it's not there. But did you notice the shadow people moving behind the frosted glass?
Yes, I did. I said the same thing. I'm like,
they never bring it up.
The intern dude is staring down the hallway. It's kind of lit back there because that's how you can see it. And never catches his eye. Like he's a shitty fucking film, man. It's like no detail.
We're looking through his camera, and we can see it. That means you can see it.
Clearly,
that's how that works. But that's not the only time, because it was inside one of the rooms.
No, it's a bunch of them.
Whenever you see like the frosted glass like window wall, there's usually a shadow of someone walking by. So it's like, I don't know if that's
of some sort.
I don't know if that's like a filmmaking fuck up, where that's crew moving around and they're like, oh, we'll play it off as something else, or if that's supposed to be like the ghosts.
It's supposed to be like the fucking ghost people in it.
But then why aren't you bringing it up?
Because they're dumb.
It's like
it's not a fucking good movie. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So what do we got? We got all that. There's more noises at the end of the hall. I'm trying to. This is where I kind of just like shit the bed with everything, and I was just like, fuck it, let's just go live. I just want to get this done. Yeah. So they move around. They go to the door at the end, and it's locked, which pisses Tim off. Because again,
you mean the one with the frosted window?
Yeah, because again, that door isn't supposed to be locked. They're supposed to have full access to the entire place except the head honcho's room. That's the only one that's supposed to be locked. So they get annoyed and they leave. And what is it? I think that's when they leave and they check out room 205. And then I think they hear a noise. And
that was the one that was unlocked.
Yeah,
that was the one that was unlocked.
That's open. Right? Yeah, so they go in, they do all that, and then when they come back outside, I think they hear a noise at the door like it was opened. So they're heading back to that frosted window door, and then Harold yells for Tim to stop. So Tim turns around and is all like, what did I tell you? Just be quiet. And then a piece of like sharp ass glass like falls and shatters on the floor. Now, if I remember correctly, Tim told...
Oh, Bill.
Well, they yell at Bill like that could have hurt someone, but I distinctly remember Tim telling Harold to just like try to stay quiet and out of the way unless it's something important. So if this dude is just being quiet and then suddenly goes, hey, my guy, don't walk. Shouldn't that be like he knows not to talk? He hasn't been talking. Like he's saying something. That's the
opportune time. Yeah, opportune time to talk.
So that breaks. They go over, they look, and it's like, no, that's not sugar glass. That's real glass. That could have fucking hurt someone. And just as they're about to open the door to go through, Chad's camera dies.
Chad.
Roger brings up a great point.
Why the fuck didn't you bring a bunch of the cameras? The batteries. Why wouldn't you have done that? They didn't charge well.
Roger,
you still fucking bring them.
Yeah, it doesn't take. I have those batteries. I don't know where it is.
Those batteries are not that bad. Well, you just keep swapping them until you do it.
Yeah. It's like, obviously you're using most likely a V-mount battery. You're having a bunch of them charged. You should have at least 2. But it dies, so they're like, oh, we have to go back downstairs to get it. So it's like, all right, fine. So they all head downstairs. As they're about to get, I guess it's like the last set of stairs, Chad is just fucking thrown, like touchdown pass down the stairs.
Every time something or someone's thrown in this movie, it's fucking hilarious. It looks like one of those scenes where like they have it attached to you and it just yanks your ass.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. Like a kid pulling their tooth out on a doorknob and they slam it. It's fucking great. It's not done well. It's not done bad. No. It really isn't. Yeah. Like special effects wise, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah,
it's just funny.
Yeah. So he's hurt, and of course Julie runs to his rescue. Are you hurt? Are you okay? Oh, how are you gonna fuck me? They bring him in because he doesn't want to go to the hospital, which this is weird. Why doesn't he want to go to the hospital?
He just wants to finish this fucking thing like an ass.
But he can't finish it. like that's the thing. He can't finish it. Like he's laid up the rest of the movie. Laid up, air quotes, audio listeners.
Yeah.
So they decide that he tells them they need to just finish the shoot. That they already have a camera guy, and now Harold's like, "Fuck yeah, man, this will be great, And then Julie's like, we could put him on the books. The fuck does any of that matter? Throw him $200, be like, hey, film this, and you just fucking film it. Like, why are you going into all this extra fucking like bullshit that doesn't matter? Anyway, Julie decides that she's gonna stay with Chad so that they can go and investigate. But at a certain point, yeah, I love it.
It's like Jeff and Brad.
Plus, I think he's supposed to be like from Russia, not like he's
American.
Yeah,
I didn't hear an accent.
Yeah, because it's like I'm pretty sure there's like I don't think he's like American and
like
of
born?
like Russian descent. I'm pretty sure he's from Russia. That's why they keep making like the jokes. That's why Roger keeps making the jokes about him. Yeah, because that would be like me just cracking Italian jokes on you. You're not fucking Italian. You're American. Like, yeah, you didn't come from fucking Sicily, so me making Sicily jokes at you just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Not the Don.
Whatever. It's all the same
thing. We know there's a difference. Italians and Sicilians are very different. We're going to digress.
But yeah, you get what I mean, though. That'd be like me cracking jokes at you about that, and it's like it just doesn't make sense. So I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be like from Russia.
I need a new chair. This shit's fucking annoying on my butt.
Yeah, but so while they were up there at one point, they were dicking around with the infrared, and Roger thought he saw something. So this is the opportunity for them to like go check it out on the computer. So he downloads the footage, he looks at it, and he slows it down and pauses it at obviously the perfect frame. And there's like a face in the heat or whatever.
Motherfucker wasn't using Da Vinci, that's for sure, because he did that fucking stop real quick.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can do that stop real quick. You just need like a real size keyboard, and it's just the space bar. Exactly. I mean, you could always just get the speed editor.
I want the one with the dial and everything. Yeah. And it's all in one hand too. That thing looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I kind of want it, but
I don't want to spend like mix I don't want to spend tracks.
I don't want to spend $300 on it.
No.
So Da Vinci, if you could do me a solid and send me one, that would be fantastic. I love it, and I get everyone editing on Da Vinci instead of Adobe. So please help me.
I only use Da Vinci.
But yeah, so they see that. But I do like that earlier with the did they use the heat for the fart gag? Or did they just go? Do you mean
when they had a cold spot and they smelled it and it was cold there? Yeah, they use a thermometer. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they always in all these like ghost hunting like movies. There's always someone doing like the fart gag, like, oh, there's a cold spot and they'll fart, or if they have the infrared, someone will fart,
and you'll see.
It's that toddler humor. There's like nothing left in it. There's so much.
Man, it feels like I'm dead. It's true.
But yeah, poops and farts will always be funny.
Farts.
So yeah,
just like boats and hose. Boats and hose song will always be funny.
And then, yeah, so he shows the face. They get super excited about it. Then he like goes back and he's like, I think I heard something too. Of course you did.
Of course you did.
And then he comes back with the most like immaculate, like ghostly sound, as if someone was right next to the microphone doing it. Like, it's awful, which gets them hyped up even more. So they're like, Harold can go up there, he records everything, and fucking Chad keeps telling him, Harold, record everything, never stop recording, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, whatever, man.
Because he's a fucking dick.
This is like the thing in all of them. So they head back upstairs. They go around, they start exploring some of that shit. What happens? Downstairs, Julie and Chad make kissy face. This is where we find out that that Chad is cheating on his wife with Julie. So Chad is a scumbag for cheating. Julie is a scumbag for abusing her. Number one, for being a homewrecker, but number two, for abusing her power in this position. You are the producer of the show. You are in charge, and you're fucking an underling.
You should know better.
That's you directly impact his job. That's not okay. But then she goes to do something. I don't remember what. Like if she was just going to grab something. but then she's lifted up and then dropped 5 feet on the ground. Apparently that's enough to like knock her out and turn her into a zombie or something. You're late as fuck, but you're here. It's all right, Sunlight. Back upstairs, the guys are walking around. They hear some stuff. They finally get into that door, or yeah, they get. I think they go inside, and that's when they start
about
seeing
the two downstairs.
No. The like Julie is like lifted 5 feet up, dropped down, gets turned into a demon or whatever, and then fucking kills him, I guess. But then upstairs, the 3 dudes are walking around, and they end up. I think they finally go through that glass door, and there's a whole bunch of ghost children there. And Harold is the one that's all like, shut the door, shut the door, shut the door. And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then they're just shut it. So he closes it, and then they're the ghost children are like banging on the thing, and they're like, what the fuck is that? It calms down. They open the door. The ghosts are gone. Yeah. So all that happens, and then a door right next door. He completely
sees all of them, all these fucking kids in the hallway, and
but he doesn't see the shadows.
Even my wife. So my wife was like, so why wouldn't you verbally say to them what you're seeing instead of just saying that? I'm like, it's a fucking terrible movie. I don't know why he didn't say it.
They probably didn't know what was gonna go there or something. So it's like, all right, and act like you're scared of what's there, but they don't know what you're doing.
They edited it later on.
Yeah,
it was in the, so it couldn't be like, oh, there's children there. And, that's a valid point there. That's a valid point.
So they go, they do that. They shut the door. I think the door right next to it opens, and that door wasn't open. This is the weird thing, though. Because Bill is like tied up in that room. So they're standing right outside the room, and the door was closed. Now it's open. They've been there. They've been talking. They've been screaming.
They've been in it already.
They've been doing all that.
But
Bill has not said a fucking word. And then they see that the door is open, and they go to open it more and go in. Bill is just there.
Sitting there. Just sitting there.
Still not verbalizing anything.
He's not. He's not screaming out. He's not doing nothing.
And it's like, I think he ends up saying get out, or they're gonna kill. He says something, and then he
says get out.
Does he? Then his throat is slit, which that effect looks really good.
That was really good for the movie, to be 100% honest.
Yeah. So that happens. They run out of the room. They run downstairs as more spooky shit is happening. By the way, this is like the last 20 minutes of the movie.
The only thing about this movie was good at 1 hour and 2 minutes. From that point on, for the hour and 20 minute of the movie, there was actual shit.
Yeah. Which is kind of like last week's movie, where it's like everything happened at the end, but it just didn't matter. But so they're running back downstairs because they're like, holy shit, we got to get out. We got to get out. They're being chased by shit. They get downstairs. They can't find Julie. They can't find Chad. They can't get any of the doors open, so they're freaking out. Tim's having like a freak out. Harold is like, get your shit together. Blah, blah, blah. Now all of a sudden he's a normal fucking person.
We're not at all normal.
Then Julie comes running by and goes up the stairs. And when they call for her, like, what are you doing? Don't go back up there. She turns back around and goes, or whatever.
Julie, what's going on? What is going on?
And then Roger chases after her, which then makes Tim chase after him. And then I don't know, man, like a whole, like they end up in room 205 where the nurses jumped out the window. And when they get inside to see her, she doesn't jump out the window. She gets thrown the fuck out the window.
She gets yeeted. That shit's a yeet.
Yeah. And then a bed goes up and slams up against the wall. This freaks them out. They go outside. They're freaking out. They're like, we have to get out. Downstairs locked. So they check all the windows on that floor. Obviously they can't get into it. In one of the rooms though, Tim picked up a crowbar to try to
get the door open.
And then before he leaves, he throws the crowbar on the floor.
Do you know how many fucking windows and doors he could have opened with that? I'm trying to find the video of this woman yeeting out that window.
I could probably find it too.
Like legitimately, she's like,
it's so funny.
That's the fuck boy.
The second she gets in, it's like
right
out the window.
Like, tell me that's not fucking hilarious. All you see is like the hair and just yanked.
Yep. But yeah, so the shit starts happening there. Tim throws the crowbar back on the floor. They go to explore some more. I think this is when they get up onto the third floor.
Exploring.
Because Roger's like, we should go and
try
to
get to the roof.
Why
would you go to the roof?
What?
To
That's
jump
so
off?
dumb.
Like,
yeah, like
It doesn't make any sense.
You could have used a crowbar on the first floor. Like that's the floor that you use it on, but whatever. So they go up there. I think that's when one of the windows, the what the fuck is he called? Hector, the groundskeeper. His body comes flying in through one of the windows. This I think freaks out Tim to the point that he's kind of becoming unresponsive. So Roger like wakes his ass the fuck up, and it's like, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of here. And then they're running downstairs with all this shit happening. Doors are slamming behind them. Tim and Harold get downstairs, and then Roger's not there. So then they go running back upstairs to find Roger, and Roger's gone. How the fuck did Roger just disappear? Yeah, you know? It's like he was right there, and they don't show him getting taken.
No. They don't. They leave a lot of things unanswered.
So they're walking. They're on the second floor. They're walking past the same giant hole in the ceiling that Harold looked at before, and then Roger's body comes just fucking falling down. He crashes onto the ground. He's dead. Tim starts going like, "Oh God!" Tim starts going, "Oh no, not you! You get out! You go get help!" Blah 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 to Harold.
Yeah. How is he gonna do that?
Yeah. So Harold leaves, and the door just slams shut. And then he's down there just banging away. Something grabs Tim, drags him, I think, to another room. Was it Tim or was it Harold that finds Chad's body all cut up? Was that Tim?
Chad. It's the young guy that's doing the camera. That's Chad, right?
No. Chad is the tall dude, the tall Russian guy. That's fucking Julie.
Yeah, Chad's the one that had his was all drawn on him and stuff on the wall.
But who found him? Was it Tim or was it Harold? That's what I can't remember.
Now I don't remember. Yeah, now I don't remember.
Because I know at some point someone finds him and they freak out. Tim is like locked upstairs in some other room, and then like a ghost comes, like, I don't know if she was like pissing blood or something. I don't really know what like that whole thing was about, but Tim is killed, and then Harold is still downstairs trying to get out, and then he's killed.
They all die, but they really do.
Yeah. He's the last one. He gets dragged into the basement and then thrown into the boiler and burned alive. Yeah, that's how he dies.
Yep.
The film ends. Yeah, we're pretty much at the end now. The film ends with FBI Agent Jones. I think that's what his name was. I think he was like Agent Jones.
Like a recap.
Yeah, he's talking about how the FBI investigated the building and found there were no survivors except for one member, which means there was a survivor, Julie. Even though she was yeeted out the window, she survived.
How did she survive? I
mean, a second story drop isn't that bad. Plus, there's trees you could use to break your fall.
Did you see the projector? The projector. Yeah. Out that window. Yeah. That wasn't like she was like just like fell out the window. She like fucking launched out that window. Yeah, you think she just dropped right out when she got out there?
Yeah, because I was gonna say I've jumped off of like second story roofs and shit.
We jumped off of fucking the roofs of shit when we were younger, dude. I remember that.
We weren't yeeted off of them
though. No one said, you know what? I'm gonna fucking launch you like if I had a fucking an arm rocket. That's what it looked like. She had a fucking wrist rocket, and he was sitting with a marble back in the day. You're like, you pulled that shit all the way back, and she said, "Deuces."
Yeah, but somehow she survived. She's just in a coma. He also informs the viewer that he did find one piece of evidence and shows a swirling fog trapped in a clear container. As the film ends, a face surfaces from the fog, and it surfaces from the fog and like lunges at the camera, and then you get credits, and then Julie is shown waking up in the hospital, but she's possessed, and that's the end of Hollow's Grove.
They better not make another one.
No, I hope not. Fun facts: this was in the UK. This is called Orphanage: The Haunting.
Haunting. Okay, I can see that.
That's it.
It kind of works. That was it? That was all the fun facts?
Yeah, that's it. There's really nothing else. What I like about this film, I like the characters of Tim and Julie. They're the only ones that I like. They seem to be the most level-headed, except for like the weirdness. I didn't like Roger. He was way too frat bro-ish for his age.
I just liked how he carried himself.
Yeah. And I don't dislike Chad, but like they didn't really give him a whole lot.
I hate the fucking name Chad.
Yeah. Fucking Chad.
To be 100% honest. Fucking
cinematography was really good.
Chad. See, that's what I can get you up to three stars, okay? The acting, I want to point something out. How come they acted like professionals and better when they were on camera doing their scenes than when they were making the fucking documentary as actual actors?
Yeah.
They did better in making their movie than when they were being filmed as an acting team in a movie. I was like, bro, you're doing gold right there, and now you're giving me piles of shit. So the acting when it was good. So there's my 1 star for you. Yeah. My 2nd star is, honestly, I think it had pretty good graphics for what the fucking movie was. They had a good amount of time towards the end where it glitched out. The camera glitched out as if it was getting interference from the spirits.
No, you do not get to use that. That is a fucking filter you can put on in DaVinci to do that exact thing.
Yeah, you can, but they were working with nothing.
A fucking 5-year-old can do that. A 5-year-old can do that.
Well, they went for it. They said, I'm gonna throw it. I'm gonna take a shit in my palm and I'm gonna throw it at the fucking fan, and they got what stuck.
All right,
You said I gotta get you to 3.
I can show you YouTube videos done by non-filmmaking professionals that were made 3 to 4 years before this came out that did the exact same effect, but did it better.
I could do it, and if I could do it, that's terrible.
You can say that their camera work was really good. I'll give you that.
Okay, the camera work was really good. We'll put it that way.
But absolutely not with the effects. Okay, here's what I dislike. Here's what I didn't like. Roger is fucking awful. He's far too old to be acting like a goddamn fucking child. Of course, Julie is sleeping with Chad. There's no reason to throw in
because his name's Chad.
There's no reason for them to throw in an inappropriate office romance into the film. It doesn't move the plot along, and nobody gets naked. So what the fuck is the point of that whole fucking subplot? It makes no fucking sense.
Then on top of that, you have Roger going around like a fucking horny dick.
Yeah, it's like whip
trying
out a
to grab her in the like what the
whip
fuck?
out a titty or whip out a dong. Do something.
She was very attractive though.
Yeah, so it's like either have him pull his dick out or have her whip a fucking titty out, and then it's like, okay, well, there's a reason we're showing this. But if there's no nudity and this doesn't actually propel the plot further, there's no fucking reason.
Why are you
there's no reason
suggesting
for this.
Sexual nature of it if that's not the case?
Grave Encounters, which I do want us to review at some point, the first one and the second one, because the second one is, I do not like the second one. I understand this the thing that they're doing with it, but the first one is far superior to the second one.
Far better? Okay.
And I think they're supposed to be making a third one. I don't really know. Grave Encounters was made 3 years earlier
than this?
Yeah, and the premise is way better, and it's a carbon copy. Is it really? It's paranormal investigators for their TV show are going to this asylum, orphanage, blah blah blah.
They're always going to an asylum
and
a prison.
It's all bullshit. It's all just bullshit. They all know it's fake. They don't believe any of the stuff is real, and then real stuff happens. The only difference is
we gotta fucking, you know what? We gotta meet up in one of our states and do one of these fucking things.
Yeah. But here's the difference with it. With Grave Encounters, I think it's like an 1.5 hour movie. Shit starts to happen after 30 minutes.
An hour and 2 minutes. I literally paused it when the first shit started happening. Like, oh my God, something's happening. I paused it, and that's what the fucking time said. I turned to the wife and said, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
I only have like 19 more minutes left of this movie, and this is fucking what's happening.
Next thing, the kills are meh at best, okay?
There's nothing on screen. That I know that's one of your biggest fucking issues.
One kill on screen. Lance Hendrickson. Only one.
Oh yeah, he did die on screen, yeah.
Throat slit. That's it. Everyone else, it's like, oh, well, Roger was dropped and he's dead. Oh, Chad was killed off screen, but we see his body. Fucking, what's it called? Tim is killed by that ghost lady, that ghost girl with her period blood all over her feet. But you don't see it happen. It just cuts back to him and he's laying on the ground and he's like, recording himself, and then drops it, and then you see blood flow. Julie gets yeeted out a window, but she survived. You know, and then what's his face?
God, I didn't mean to laugh when it happened.
Yeah, it's funny though. The dialogue in this feels like a 16-year-old wrote it. Like, this is pretty edgy, dude, right? Like,
they might have.
No, I wish more spooky shit happened. At least shit that like confused them, where like they know Bill wouldn't be able to do that, so it like confuses them a little bit. Yeah. Where like they can't tell, like, well, wait, is this one of his things?
I mean, is this not a time period of cell phones? Nobody had a fucking cell phone?
Yeah, no, they had cell phones.
So then what the fuck
they
didn't you call this dude for?
I think they were saying that there was no service. I think that was like the thing. There's
how
no
fucking
service.
convenient. How fucking convenient.
It's kind of like with season 1 when we did
Which
fuck
one?
that shitty fucking alien movie.
Gracefield's fucking incident or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah,
that
where
one.
their cell
oh my
phones didn't
God.
work, and then out of nowhere, it's like, oh, but it's recording stuff by itself. It's like none of that shit makes any
it turns on
sense.
and records by itself. How would that
It's so
work?
fucking bad. It's so bad. And then
That movie was fucking horrible.
less time in the spit office, more time in the haunted location.
Yeah.
Like the majority of the beginning of this is them driving to the office or driving to another place. All the information that's given to you in their office could have been given either while driving,
while they're doing it, yes,
or when they're there and setting everything up. That's what all that, like, we didn't need the thing with, oh look, we're making fun of Chad, ha ha ha, look, oh it's a giant, it's a penis on a whole bunch of stuff. Like, we didn't need any of that, and they only did the interview with one person. They only did that sit down talking head interview with Chad. That's it. Nobody else got an interview. So it doesn't make any, like, why was you were just trying to, we needed to hit an hour and a half. That's essentially what it was. A bunch of this stuff is we needed to hit an hour and a half.
They do that a lot now. They do fillers.
And that's the thing that aggravates me the most. Like, because you could have your film be short. Like, I think I have,
fill it with content.
I think I have, oh man, let me look. It's on the drive.
The drive. I need another fucking hard drive too.
So I don't think the last radio call is that long. I know the Bell Witch haunting, I don't think that's very long. Mothman tapes, I think, is about an hour.
Oh, the moth. I wanted to watch that. Actually.
And 13, the last film that I have on this. That
13
one,
what?
It's just called 13. It's Roman numeral 13.
Okay, because there's several movies I've watched growing up from that just had 13 on it.
No, it's Roman, and it's made by 2 YouTubers. Like, it's out for distribution on sites and stuff, like Voodoo and all that. Like, it has an actual thing like pumping it out, but because they made it and release it on their YouTube channel as like a experimental thing, it's still on their YouTube channel, and it's about an hour long, and it's really good. A lot of stuff doesn't happen till the end, but it's like a
but everything
horror
else
mystery.
is okay.
It's like a horror mystery. They're doing like a school project, and they're researching, and then they find like this weird thing, so they start investigating that, and then they're like, oh well, it's pointing us here, and then they go to the place, and then like shit starts to happen. That's fine,
as it should,
because it's like stuff is happening as it goes.
It's happening.
With this it's far too fucking long.
Happening.
And then nothing happens till the end.
Could have been this could have been a 90-minute movie.
Not even. This could have been a 60-minute movie, and it would have been perfectly fine. But because back then everything had to be, if it's not 90 minutes, it's not going to be worth people's time.
Nobody wants to even look at it anymore.
No, like, I value my time, man. Like, I don't want to.
Every time I watch one of these fucking terrible movies, I say, God damn it, man! Me and him wasted our time watching this fucking movie.
Yep.
But that's the purpose of this season. It's to purposely watch shitty fucking movies.
Because I've spoken to other people that have like podcasts that revolve around like the horror genre, and just like podcasts in general. A lot of them don't want to be negative.
No, I don't. Because
like,
then you get painted as the negative reviewer, the guy that is critical of every aspect of it. But we weren't. First season, we were very, very lenient with a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
these are just movies that they just missed the mark.
Yeah, so it's like, that's the thing. It's like, I want to put movies that it's like, I love these movies. So there are some on here that I really like. Like, I really like the Bell Witch Haunting, which is in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I really like.
I think I saw 13. The Chupacabra territory, to be 100% honest. I think I saw that one. It's not that fucking.
But
it's gory. Like, I think it's gory, if I'm not mistaken. Chupacabra movies have been around forever.
And I'm fairly certain in the Chupacabra territory,
there should be nudity.
There's like a bunch of nudity in it. And it makes sense because a bunch of people are fucking, and like, it progresses the plot. It's not a great plot, but it progresses the plot. And everything.
But it goes with the plot.
Yeah. But I think what it. Okay, so I think this is where my mind goes. If you have legitimate actors in your film, I am going to be more critical of your film because you obviously had the money to get these actors in. You could have spent more time refining the thing. It's like,
work with them on their talents. Like, where do they play better on?
Because it's like with this, you have McCulty Williamson, right? Which he's not a super well-known actor, but I mean, the stuff that he's in is really good. You know?
Which one was McCulty? Which one was that one?
He was the FBI agent.
Oh, see, I don't remember the name. It's so fucking long ago. I don't remember him.
Yeah.
When you said, the guy from the Bubblegum Shrimp guy, I'm like, Tom Hanks? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no.
I would have noticed Tom Hanks in that fucking place.
Yeah,
but he's Bubba.
But Lance Hendrickson, you know?
Just a little fun fact, I don't condone eating animals, but if you're ever in New York City, Bubblegum Shrimp on Times Square is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. But, okay, so you got McCulty Williamson, you got Lance Hendrickson. Those are two people that are great actors.
They're pretty big names. Like, I'm sorry, Bishop is a pretty big name, especially in the 80s.
Matt Doherty, he went from like child actor to regular actor. He's pretty good, you know, and he's still been in stuff. Sankrish Bala, he's in a bunch of stuff. They have people that have been in stuff, so I'm gonna be harder on, like, more critical of your stuff. Like, why was 3/4 of this like fucking filler?
Yeah, if you had a Brad Pitt showing up on your fucking Killer Bee movie, you best fucking put some money into that. Or at least think that they're gonna hop on as a producer and throw some money into it. You know,
it's like, I feel like the first scene that like we open with them in the car is just an earlier scene of later on when they're driving to the location. Like, it was all just shot in like one thing. And they were like, all right, that's fine. But it's like, none of that needed to happen. They could have done all the introductions like at the office, going over stuff, so that when they get there, they just set up their shit and they can just go. Instead, we get
when they're at the table.
Yeah. Instead, we get an exposition dump while they're in the office, and then we get an exposition dump when they're back in the fucking studio. Not in the studio. At the haunted location. Like, it's too much shit.
Too many
that you don't want, and not enough of like what you do want. Like, we want the spooky shit. We want the kills. Where are the kills?
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, everything is, at least with Paranormal Activity, it's the spooky factor of, you know, something's gonna happen, but you don't know where. So you're looking everywhere. So like, when something doesn't happen,
that's what I was doing.
You get that false sense of security that like nothing's gonna happen, and then something does happen and you get freaked the fuck out. This is just like, I just didn't care.
Saw the shadow in the back, but not the cameraman that's facing directly the fuck at it.
2 cameramen. Two. Because Chad was filming too.
Doesn't make any fucking sense.
That's why I'm like, maybe it was just someone that was like there to like play a sound, and it was, so I don't know.
Maybe.
So for me, I would give this a 1 star.
I can get, like I said, I can get up to 2. You don't want to take my other one, so I'll give it a 2.
A 2? I mean, I will go with a 2.
You'll go with a 2? Okay.
Yeah, I will not do higher, and
I feel you could stretch to 2. Because you gotta admit, you had fun for the 20 minutes that it was actually doing something.
Yeah, it's just,
besides wanting it to end.
Yeah, I already forgot what next week's film is. The Last Radio Call. Okay, now this dude that directed The Last Radio Call, his name is Isaac Rodriguez. So I do want to cover more of his stuff. So we're going to be starting with The Last Radio Call. So it seems interesting. But
we'll find out.
All right, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. This has been the Spooky Horror Show podcast, and we will see you all next week. Bye.